Hey guys, it's Drabble here, and welcome back to the Ace Attorney, where we are in the second part of investigating this horrible murder. Still upset that we have no clue what happened to Pearl. She's my favorite character, so this is really weird. I hope she was found at least, but we have nothing to do. We have no info on that, but we are at Hoti Clinic, so I think this is where Miles hands over the reins to Phoenix and have him reinvestigate a bunch of stuff. I'm still up at this hour reading through the trial record of a certain case. Oh, this is where he was during the last case. So that means that the first portion happened, then he read the case of Delilah and whatnot, and now we're finishing this up. Okay. It's the first case my mentor, Mia Fey, had ever handled in a court of law. The horrifying truth that I refuse to accept is holding me hostage here within its pages. Delilah Hawthorne. What I have read, I don't want to believe. What is written here, this isn't the Delilah I knew. After falling into Eagle River, I was somehow miraculously saved. But I ended up catching a cold that seemed to knock me around the world and back. Sounds more like pneumonia. Or they were worried about pneumonia. I feel dizzy, my ears are ringing, my throat burns, and my head is on fire. But I will recover. I have to recover by this afternoon. I have to meet with the most ill-tempered witness imaginable. But I know that he will be able to help me with him. Somehow. I'm going to guess we have to re-question Larry and try and get something out of him. Right? Are you sure you're well enough to be doing this? You still look a little green in the face. Or maybe Viridian, in artist speak. Actually, my fever has gone down quite a bit. How's your temperature now? Only 102.2 degrees. Nothing to worry about. That's on like the edge of a fever. He should be back inside. Cough. Cough, cough, cough. Anyway, I read today's trial record. You weren't bad, Edgeworth. Pretty impressive despite the circumstances. We're not in the clear yet. The main point of contention tomorrow is going to be the murder weapon. Yeah. In the end, the Shisitsu did not deliver the deadly blow, which means there must be another sword hiding out there that we don't know about. Another sword, huh? Don't worry about a thing, pal. I'll dig up the murder weapon myself, or I'll eat my coat. Have fun eating your coat, then. Thanks again, Edgeworth. I'll handle things from here. That's probably for the best. Actually, I was thinking about paying the old precinct a little visit. There's something I want to look into. And that is our client's background, naturally. You mean Iris, sir? I have the feeling that we've met before. All I want is confirmation, one way or the other. And since I probably won't be getting that from you, I'm sorry, Edgeworth. I bid you adieu, right? Take care. Guess I should get moving, too. Why? Do you need to be somewhere? Yeah, I gotta get to work on this bridge, pal. I'm rigging something up so we can get across to the other side. Ack, that's right. Maya's still stuck at the inner temple. But don't worry, pal. As soon as it's all set, you'll be the first to know. But thank you, Gumshoe. I'm not going to do all the coughing. But seriously, is no one wondering where Pearl is? No problem, pal. Just try not to give me that cough of yours, okay? Alright, I'm off. Hang in there, Maya. We'll get you out, I promise. But in the meantime, I've got to continue collecting evidence. Guess these boards are new. That thing looks like it's ready to collapse, at least more than it did before. According to Bikini, Eagle Mountain is very prone to earthquakes, which reminds me, if my memory serves me correctly, Edgeworth isn't exactly a fan of earthquakes. He is not. Now it's really more of a dusty bridge than a dusky bridge. That kidnapping incident happened here 11 years ago, so maybe it's cursed too. Okay, so this is the same place. Like, that's where my mind was thinking the entire first portion of the investigation. But since no one talked about it, it was weird. But now that I know that this happens, like the first part happened before the previous case, that actually makes sense as to why no one was talking about it. Hazakura Temple doesn't have a single private phone line, and there aren't any houses in the area, so I guess Bikini is the only one who uses this. I really wish I had brought my cell phone with me. Wait, why didn't you this time? It looks like it's about 20 yards to that cliff over there, but I can't see the inner temple from here. I really hope Maya's okay. We should be asking the real questions, like, where is Pearl? Unless we're all assuming, like, in-game that Pearl is somehow snuck to the inner temple to be with Maya, but given that she really wanted to hang out with Elise, that doesn't make sense, unless something else happened. There's a narrow path going off in a different direction than that of the main hall. Looks like someone's taken the effort to write to Heavenly Hall on the signpost. I think that's everything. So probably have to move to... Let's go to Heavenly Hall, because this is somewhere I wanted to go with Phoenix. Look like no one's here. Larry? Larice? I was sure he'd be hiding here. Guess I'll try again later. I'm still gonna examine everything. No clues here. Oh, that stuff is really ruining the beautiful atmosphere around here. It's so inappropriate. Like Sister Bikini in a bikini. I've gotta think of the kittens. Look at this graffiti scrawled right on the front of the shack. At least he managed to get pretty good likenesses. When I really think about it, I guess art kind of suits him. I mean, his very existence is an art of sorts. Let's see. I'm still wondering what that like symbol at the very bottom of that pot is. The snow is really piled up on the straw roof. It's otherworldly, like something out of a fairy tale. Well, the roof part anyway. The sign says Heavenly Hall. I guess it's pretty fitting if you spent a night in this little freezing shack. You'd probably find yourself at the pearly gates by morning. Well, Larry's still around, so... That's Dusky Bridge up there. It's amazing how clearly you can see it from so far away. Larry supposedly saw everything through the shack's window. Not much light gets down here, so it must be pitch black at night. But this area is probably illuminated that night because of the burning bridge above. Right. These steps lead up to the foot of Dusky Bridge. Coming down is a cinch, but going back up doesn't look like a walk in the park. I'm starting to understand why rivers always want to flow downstream, not up. Yeah, go with the flow. Don't fight gravity. Okay, so I suppose we go to the main hall. There's nothing to do here. And the illustrious snowmobile. Come on, please. It's for art's sake, I swear. There's only one guy I know who could be this persistent and high-strung. I'm talking about the heroine here. The heroine in my book. Will make you famous. Enough. A fool's fool fools fools who foolishly accepts the foolishness of a fool's fool. Wouldn't you agree? Phoenix, right? Huh? Me? Wait a second. I know you. You're, ow. Your reflexes and mine need to shape up. My brain's frying like a sunny side up, and you want me to grill me over a name? Franzi, you can't do that. Even as we speak, Nick's on the brink of death, or so I'm told. Whip a dead horse. Isn't that one of your American sayings? No, it's not, and I'm not on the brink of anything. Come on, Nick. Tell her, would you? Tell her she needs to be a model for my new picture book, Franzi's Whippity Whip Trip. Before you ask me to model, learn to give at least semi-coherent testimony. And before that, you'll have to learn how to live a semi-coherent life, Larry. I don't care what anyone says. I'm telling the truth. I saw what I saw. She flew, I'm telling you, whoosh, just like that dude with the red underwear. Are you know about Santa? Don't think I'm going to forgive you guys when you come crawling back to apologize. Off he goes. It's amazing how little has changed with you in the past year, Phoenix, right? Have you been in Germany all this time? That's right. Extending my perfect win record, naturally. Oh, joy. Sounds like she hasn't changed a bit. Has it really been a year since we first met? I am Franziska von Karma, the prodigy. I see. I gave up a promising career in Germany and came to this country for one sole reason: revenge. Franziska was born and raised in Germany and became a prosecutor at the age of 13. Her father was the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma. He had a perfect win record for 40 long years, but now he's gone from this world. Are you trying to say he's dead or he's in prison? That was weird. Don't tell me you still hold a grudge against me because of what happened to your father. Phoenix Wright, you will fall before me, this I promise. But it will be for my sake, not my father's. Are we clear? That's good on you, Franziska. Yes, Crystal. In truth, I was shocked. I came back to America with the intention of defeating you. Instead, it was my little brother who was leading the defense. Edgeworth, come to think of it. Edgeworth was pulled into being a prosecutor by Manfred von Karma as well. Miles Edgeworth told me something very interesting, you know. He said this case has a special significance to you. Because it does. And that's precisely why I am here. Your personal involvement will make crushing you into teensy-weensy pieces all the better. But I really don't understand the importance yet, as far as I know, as Phoenix. I just recently read the old case files. It's probably the fever, but she's so openly hostile that it's almost kinda cute. Ow, no smirking. No whipping the sick. That foolish fool doing such a foolish favor for such a foolishly foolish fool. Edgeworth. Make no mistake, Phoenix Wright. I came here for one thing, and one thing only, to pulverize you. It's not like I thought you were here to bring me some cold killer X, you know. So what happened? I went over the whole case file on the flight over. You read the whole thing? Yes. Every last word of every last sentence of every last paragraph. All the ridiculous things you did make it a very interesting read, you know. Attempting to cross a burning bridge. Did you even consider the dangers? No. The only thought in my mind was, I have to get across. A fool who doesn't think is more foolish than a fool who foolishly thinks. Gumshoe said he'd let me know once the bridge was repaired. Maya, she's gotta be okay. I just know it. Excuse me, where is Pearl? Maya will be fine. I'm worried about Pearl. Plus, I need to ask her about what really happened at the Inner Temple that night. I don't believe I have anything to... I mean, like, she should be aware of all of this, so I'm just going to examine around us. I'd love to know what the thing was used for on the night of the crime. Ha, still thinking small, I see, Phoenix, right? Or perhaps not at all. That's why you will never defeat me. Sorry to burst your bubble, but I don't recall ever losing to you. It's time for us to settle this once and for all with one final showdown. Looks like she mentally blocked out my memories from her memory. Okay, I don't know why that was difficult to read. This bell is a quaint little bell tower. I never would have thought that something this horrible was about to happen. When Iris rang the lights out bell that night. Some of these sentences are a bit awkward. This is one impressive gate. Compared to the grandeur of the main gate at the Von Karma estate, it's but a pet door. It looks really idyllic with all the snow on it, don't you think? All that snow. Don't make me laugh. This is but a light dusting where I come from. Don't make things up just because you'll think I'll never get to see it for myself. Alright, I guess inside. You can see the main hall from here. I wonder how the head nun is holding up. Oh, wow. Is that an inkling of human kindness I sense? Ow. Do you enjoy causing other people pain with that sharp tongue of yours? It's nothing compared to the pain you cause with that leathery whip of yours. Alright, let's go inside. I don't have anything else to ask her about, I don't think. February in the Hazakura Temple. That was one long sigh. Sister Bikini? My, I didn't know you were here. How are you doing? Wahahaha. You don't have to pretend to be in a good mood for my sake. I suppose I've made a terrible mess of things, haven't I? I let Mystic Elise die, and then there's Iris as well. Mystic Elise? Now that I think about it. There's an acolyte stuck at the inner temple, and that poor little girl has gone missing too. Thank you. Okay, Bikini, you're my favorite person involved in the case since you're the only person worried about Pearl. Everyone else can screw off. That little girl. You don't mean Pearls, do you? Yes, I'm afraid I do. She hasn't been seen since the morning after the incident. Pearls, she's missing? Why didn't anyone tell me about this? Okay, Phoenix, you get the pass because you didn't know. But that's no excuse for everyone else. Let's talk about Iris. I must be getting old. I think I've seriously lost faith in myself. Are you talking about your performance at the trial today? You believe me, don't you? I'm not a liar. I would never lie. I know what I saw. I saw Iris pull that sword from Mystic Elise's body that night. I'm certain of it. At least I was until this morning. I don't see any Psylocke, so she must be telling the truth. She thought she saw that. So there must be a reason why. So why are you so unsure of yourself all of a sudden? You know that artist who testified after me? I saw Iris flying, her white hood fluttering. I felt like I might start flying myself. When I saw that man testify so fervently about something so impossible, I started to wonder if I acted just like him when I was on the witness stand. I wouldn't take that guy too seriously. He's an artist, but all he draws is trouble, and nothing else. If both Bikini and Larry are telling the truth, that can only mean one thing. They both didn't see what they think they saw. Okay, the inner temple. On the night of the incident, you met Iris at the inner temple, is that correct? That's right, I'm sure it was Iris. But Iris claims she was in her room in Hazakura Temple. I knew I shouldn't have come back here that night. But because you did, Maya is stuck all by herself at the inner temple. I'm so sorry. The drafts in that place are nothing to shake a stick at, Winter is especially bad. I'll bet the training hall looks like it's about to fall down any second. Eagle Mountain has always been prone to earthquakes, just so you know. Earthquakes? Yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the next one levels the training hall. We've got to get Maya out of there, fast. But still, there's really no need to worry. That area on the other side of Dusky Bridge is isolated, like an island. It's like an island? How so? Well, the only thing on that side of the bridge is the inner temple. No one lives out there, and it's surrounded on all sides by the river or the forest. I see. So a criminal would be trapped should they choose to flee in that direction. As long as the bridge is out of commission, he or she will have to stay there. Okay, so you're assuming that the murderer is in the inner temple? That kind of doesn't make sense with the conversation we were having before, but okay. That means Maya could be stuck out there with the murderer, and with no way of escape either. Oh dear, yes, I suppose it does. Please, Gumshoe, get that bridge up faster. And now finally, Elise. I'm curious about a few things, if you don't mind answering some questions. Oh, do you need to know my measurements for your investigation or something? No. I want to know a little more about the victim, Miss Elise Dunham. I'm afraid I don't know her waist size, or her bust size for that matter. No, I'm wondering why she came to stay in a place like this to begin with. I mean, she told us herself that she wasn't here for spiritual training. My, you make it sound like this place is some sort of dump, Mr. Wright. Mystic Elise was here to soak up the natural beauty of Eagle Mountain, if you must know. There, you did it again, Sister Bikini. I noticed you always referred to Miss Dunham as Mystic Elise. Oh? Yes, now why is that? After all, she's not here as an acolyte. But we address all our visitors as Mystic. It makes the experience feel authentic. Anyway, she's older than me. You must respect your elders, you know. How do you know that? How can you say for sure that she's older than you? I wonder if this is their mother. That is what I'm leaning towards, this being Maya and Mia's mother. Seems Miss Elise Dunham was no ordinary visitor after all. And there's Pearls. She was with Miss Dunham on the evening of the murder, and now she's vanished. It's all got to be connected somehow. It does. Let's ask about Pearl. Why did Pearls have to get mixed up in this mess? Please, Mr. Wright, I know you're worried, but try to keep it together. Oh, man. My head's throbbing so bad, it's killing me. Pearls. She was with Miss Dunham on the night of the murder, remember? Yes, but I have a temple to run, you know. I was busy preparing for the training. Didn't see the little darling even once after we finished eating dinner. We're not accusing you. We're just saying the murderer in the murder would have been around Pearl. The murder, it didn't take place right in front of her innocent eyes, did it? According to the detective, she hasn't turned up at her home either. Come on, keep calm. There's one place left where Pearls could be. She just has to be there. Come on, Gumshoe. Tell me you'll be done with the repairs soon. Okay, so you're also hoping that she's at the inner temple. I don't know if this place looks different. It's been a while. Okay, don't want to look at those. I've only seen a layout like this when I saw this really old Japanese movie on TV. Wow, this hibachi brazier really puts a lot of heat. Just thinking about how happy we were, sitting here eating hot roast and gravy. Oh, is it like memory time? It's an altar. It looks a bit old, but someone does a good job of taking care of it. Speaking of altars, I remember seeing one like this in Quran Village last year. Guess they really do have something to do with spiritual power after all. Yes, most religions have altars of some type. There's a stack of straw Zaputin cushions. Maya told me this type of cushion is called Inza I suppose if I never come here, I've been missed out on all these new things. There is a laughably large Magatama on the altar. If I can see Psylocke with the tiny Magatama I got, I can only imagine what kind of power this bad boy has under its hood. Interesting. I think that's everything, unless... I bet there's writing on these sliding doors or instructions for spirit channeling. Kind of like how we scribbled mouth formulas on the bathroom walls to remember them. Except we couldn't go to the bathroom during tests. And I can't read these walls. Yeah, I was about to say, your teacher's smart not letting you go to the bathroom. Because you all did that. I know several times of people talking about them doing stuff like that. Okay, so I'm not even going to try and use the Magatama since I know it has, I have to learn more about Elise, before I do that. Hopefully I can go to her room. This is where Sister Bikini witnessed the incident. It's hard to imagine she was lying on the stand, so maybe there are some clues that have yet to be found. Yeah, let's examine. The main gate's on the other side of that stone wall. The difference in elevation is almost 10 feet. That's how steep this hillside is. That's also the height the body fell from, according to the autopsy. Is it possible that Miss Dunham was pushed from the top of the wall? Possibly. They get quite a bit of snow up here on Eagle Mountain. Around here, skis aren't just for fun. They are tools for getting around. But the sled, now that's gotta be Bikini's own personal entertainment. Or if she needs to carry stuff around. The sword. It's there in Mystic Maya's right hand. But it was proven in court today that it wasn't the murder weapon. Given the design, it must have been used for some pretty gruesome things in the past. This is where the body would have been. The Miss Dunham's staff. I definitely remember there being a crystal sphere attached to the staff. Guess Larry eventually found the sphere near the foot of Dusky Bridge, but what was it doing all the way out there? It could have broken if Dunham fell over the top of that ledge. That's a possibility. There are a few of these stone lanterns scattered around this courtyard. Without the city glare to compete with, I imagine they would seem a lot brighter. I guess Sister Bikini must light them now, since Iris can't be here. Is there this room? There has to be something else. That building up there is the main hall. It was where we were staying. It sits kind of funny because it was built on a very steep slope. If you enter from the main gate site, these rooms above me are on the ground floor. Apparently, Miss Dunham was staying in the corner room. I guess that's where she was pushed from that night. Does that mean we can go into her room? Can't think of anything else to examine. Yeah, I just have to hope we can go into her room. Hey, what is that jarring, inconsiderably loud yell? Okay, so we can't go into her room. So this is where you've been, keeping nice and warm, I see. Detective, have you finished repair? The bridge? Yeah, I did. I told you I'd let you know. Well, then I'll come along with you and... Sorry, ma'am. No unauthorized entry. Access is restricted to people involved in the case. Well, she's a witness. What was that? I'm involved, aren't I? You couldn't get much more involved than me. Well, yeah, but that's not what I mean. It's been a while, Scruffy. It's Miss Von Karma. Did he pass out? Sister, please lead the investigation to me. My. Well, you certainly seem to have everything under control. I'm on your side. I won't do anything you don't want me to. As you work the pin the guilt on Iris. What are you daydreaming about, Phoenix Wright? Ow, that hurts, you know. Silence. I, Francisca von Karma, will personally guide you through your investigation. So you will follow me. She's not seriously going to follow me around, is she? Guess she is. Main gate. And then the suspension bridge. That looks super dangerous. Oh my gosh. We're just gonna fall off of that. So let's go to the inner temple. Things have certainly become a lot more hectic than before. They must have commenced with the investigation. Oh, Mr. Nick. That voice. So Pearls was over here. Okay. Pearls. Mr. Nick? Mr. Nick. I'm so happy we found you, Pearl. Although, how did she get over here? So you were here ever since that night. I was so lonely, I thought I was going to die. When I woke up in the morning and saw that Dusky Bridge was gone, I realized I was all alone. She was all alone. It must have been very trying for you, little girl. Ah, you're... I am Francisca von Karma, the prodigy. There's no need to worry now that I'm here. You're the prosecutor who was so mean to Mystic Maya last year. Well, I don't like you. You're nothing but a little girl without your whip. Pearl's saying how it really is. Mystic Maya didn't do anything wrong, but you were so mean. I'll never forgive you. Looks like Pearl's words are getting under her skin. Yow, why are you whipping me? I didn't even say anything. You didn't have to. The smile on your lips gave you away. Anyway, Pearls, weren't you with Maya? I'm sorry. It's all my fault. Huh? What are you talking about, Pearls? Mystic Maya. Hey, wait, Pearls. She just ran off. Ow. That was cruel, Phoenix, right? To make a little girl cry like that is inexcusable. What was that all about? Pearl's acting like that. It's giving me the creeps. I guess I better take another look around since I finally got the chance. Especially since something about this place seems different from 2 days ago. Let's examine. Phoenix Wright. What? And why would you stop calling me by my full name like that? Was this once a prosperous port? A port? Yes, that metal hook is a mooring post for boats, you know. Oh, that's an anchor for one of the wires that is used to hold up the bridge. I think the wire that was tied to this one probably snapped when the bridge burned down. I mean, there's no way there was ever a port all the way up here. Don't get smart with me, Phoenix Wright. But I didn't say anything. You thought it. You can see Dusky Bridge from here. It's an unusually long bridge, isn't it? I would say it's about 20 yards. I guess the gorge is too wide to cross with a piece of rope or wire, huh? Therefore, no one has crossed the gorge in either direction since the night of the murder. A simple yet sound deduction, wouldn't you say, Phoenix Wright? Look at all the Buddha statues lined up along this path. Phoenix Wright, do you think this is how many siblings the head nun has? Why don't you ask her the next time you see her? You know what? I think I will. And she'll probably slap you for prying into her private life. This incinerator. There's a weird smell coming from that incinerator. The door is also open, almost like it's begging me to look inside. Well, let's see what stunning clue has concealed in here, shall we? Huh? It's empty. How naive of you, Phoenix Wright. But it's a bit strange, don't you think, Francisca von Karma? I seem to remember. Yeah, it was closed. There was snow on this incinerator the first time I saw it. So for the snow to be gone, it was definitely used. In other words, someone's been using it to burn something recently. Listen, Phoenix Wright, it's impertinent to call people by their full name. I was only copying you. Okay, so if someone burned something, that's interesting. Also, I don't remember if this gate was opened. There's a little gate that leads into the garden. It says no entry on the sign, though. Come now, Phoenix Wright. What are you doing? Let's go in. It's half open anyway. What harm could come of it? But it says no entry. Don't you Americans enjoy doing whatever you like and then simply say whatever? That's got nothing to do with anything. And who told you that? Probably any type of American TV show. This must be the door that leads to the inner temple, where Maya Fey was training on the night of the murder. Yes, there's a solitary room there called the training hall. You could do with some training yourself, Phoenix Wright. Yow. You're completely out of shape. I don't know how much more of this woman I can take. I think that's everything. Okay, let's go in. I don't think there's anything else left to find. The training hall. Okay, that looks like a Psylocke. What's wrong? Why are you so quiet? Maya, she was supposed to be in here training. Yet it appears she's nowhere to be seen. What's that? That strange lock. Wasn't there 2 days ago. This whole room is really giving off strange vibes. Yeah, there's like several things wrong. Start with over here. What do you think this yellowish poster is, Phoenix, right? It's a scroll, not a poster. It's a picture of a woman who's actually a woman. I don't see any woman here. There's a different atmosphere in this room since the last time I was here. No, it's not a different atmosphere. It's a different smell. It's gravy. So there's food here. What's the matter? This scroll. It's been completely covered in gravy. Ah, yes, there is a very appetizing smell in the air. But gravy is a type of sauce. So when you run out of paint, you Americans use gravy as a substitute, I see. No, no one does that. For starters, it stinks. This must be the gravy that we had with the roast on the night of the incident. But why would anyone do this? Why the scroll? Touch to see before and after under the check screen. Okay, let me do that. Okay, go. This is so weird. The scroll shows a picture of Misty Fey, master of the Quran channeling technique. But why would anyone cover it in gravy? I can't make out what's drawn on the scroll at all. I'll never understand you Americans and your so-called artists. Artists? Yeah. So the gravy was probably in there. It looks like tea almost. Do we know what this says? I don't know if it's going to tell me or just the lock in general. This door. When I was here 2 days ago, that weird lock wasn't on it. Those chains, it's almost as if they're guarding something inside that cavern. Never seen a lock quite like this before. I have. I've seen locks and chains just like this before. They look just like the ones that guard a person's secrets during a psych lock. I wonder if lock is guarding something too. Dark secrets in a dark cavern. What took you so long? I thought even you'd managed to get here faster than this. Mr. Trite? Prosecutor Godot, I didn't know you were here. Prosecutor, how come you didn't show up at the trial today? I could ask you this exact same question. But I had a cold, so I had something slightly more important than a common cold to deal with, the importance of which is something you have no hope of ever understanding. Enough. I believe I have the measure of you. You are the very worst kind of prosecutor. What could be more important than a trial? Who's the wild mare, Trite? This is Miss Von Karma. She was the acting prosecutor in your absence today. Huh. Well, I guess I owe you one then. But you can go now, Princess. It's time for the big boys to take the reins. Oh my gosh, dude. Just who do you think you are? This case is my... Hey, Philly. Know your role and shut your mouth. Can't stand women like you. What? Okay, he was supposedly all smooth and whatnot, and now... Unless he's that dude's from the previous case's brother. Oh my gosh, I hate him. I'm only going to say this once, Lady Von Whippingberg. Go home. Phoenix Wright. What are you hitting me for? Ha. You deserve more cracks of the whip than that, Trite. What? You still don't get it, do you? You don't realize that you've set something in motion that you'll never be able to undo. There's something different about Godot today. He might be possessed. We've never seen his face, so we wouldn't be able to tell if there's, any difference in it. I'm getting such a strong sense of something from behind that mask of his. Is it anger, or is it sorrow? Why didn't you show? You had something important. You had some important business, and that's why you weren't in court, huh? So what was it? I've told you once before, perhaps you don't remember. I returned from the depths of hell to do battle with you. So you went home? You see, Trite, I've experienced something most have not. Death. You died? Of course, being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of all your internal organs is, well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. So, you mean that mask you wear is this ugly device? I promise it's not a fashion statement, my unenlightened friend. Without this, I can't see your frequently dumbfounded face. I didn't know. My eyesight is pretty messed up. Even with these huge goggles on my head, I still can't see everything. Still, I keep this worn-out piece of junk of a body going with regular servicing. I'm sorry, but you say you experienced death? How is that possible? What happened? Why don't you ask him? Huh? Me? Yeah, Trite, you. You should know all about it. You know when my life ended, and who ended it for me? Well, Phoenix Wright, do you? I don't know what he's talking about. Was there a fire? Although, to be honest, I do feel a little tug at the corner of my memory. I think I do know about how Godot was killed. It will all become clear in due time. Isn't that right, Trite? I'm gonna guess he was in a fire, or... I don't know. Earlier, you said I've done something I could never undo. What did you mean by that exactly? The inner temple here on this side of Dusky Bridge is an isolated island. That's what Sister Bikini said too. And I wonder, Trite, do you know what the police are doing here today? What do you mean? They're searching. Searching for any trace of an acolyte who went missing. Missing? As leader of the search party, I can tell you this with absolute certainty. Maya Fey is not on this side of Dusky Bridge. Huh? But that's impossible. She came here that night and... I won't say it again. The chances of her being here are nil. Excluding, of course, one very unique place. One, where is that? The Sacred Cavern, the entrance of which we are standing at right now. This is the only place that the search party has yet to explore. So they haven't searched that cavern yet, huh? Be aware, though, that the temperature inside frequently falls below freezing. Even if she were in there, The chances of her being found alive are slim at best. No. Which means, try that you sent Maya Fey to her death. Excuse me, I did nothing. Maya wanted to do this. She's a big girl. And if anything, it is Bikini's fault for leaving her. You fool. If that's the situation, why aren't you in there with a search party right now? You must have blinders on, my equestrian angel. Don't you see the big lock and chains? Did he just call her a horse? I think so. Like equestrian is like a horse lover, right? It's a trick lock. I'm making preparations to open it as we speak. Well, Trite, once again, a woman dies because of you. Once again, what are you talking about? I mean, I know Mia died fairly early on. She's the only one. She's the only death I can really think of. Because Delilah's not dead. She should be in prison. Unless we're talking about her, but that doesn't make any sense. Maggie is still around. So is Mas Damaska's wife. It might have something to do with the case where we were suspected of murder and it ended up being Delilah, maybe? Don't tell me you've forgotten. It was only 2 years ago, after all, when the last unfortunate woman died because of you. Because of me. And do you know who that was? It was Maya Fey's sister. That's right, Mia Fey. Mia? You killed her. Oh, so he might be her partner that was on that case. No, that's not how it was. That's also weird. It was 2 years ago. Mia Fey was pursuing someone, a man, but she bit off more than she could chew. She made a very dangerous enemy. Yeah, that's one case I'll never forget. But I got that guy, personally. Sure, Miss Fey's murderer was caught, but that won't bring her back. Well, no, but you were with her at the time. You and no one else. I was home, asleep. It was your responsibility. You should have protected her. You say Mia Fey was your teacher. Well, then I say you learned nothing, Trite. You robbed her of her life, and now you let her sister suffer the same fate. I haven't sentenced Maya to death, no. I have a feeling that the trick lock is I have to put a Magatama in there. What is this peculiar looking lock? Why don't we just break it open? It would be a simple matter of... I'm afraid we can't do that. This area has always been prone to earthquakes. The repeated tremors have weakened the foundations of the training hall. Any excessive force used to break the lock open would, well, let's just say the inner temple and the secret cavern would be a thing of the past. Very well, then I suggest the obvious solution of opening it with the key. Huh. Sure, just show me where the keyhole is with this trick lock. There's no keyhole? That's right. Interesting puzzle, huh? The person who set this lock is the only one who can open it. Then who was it? Simple, the accused. What? Iris. When an acolyte undergoes training inside the sacred cavern, the attending sister is responsible for locking the entrance. Obviously, the night of the murder was no exception. Maya Fey was to train in there. Sister Bikini did mention it a number of times, now that I think about it. She said that Iris was left in charge of supervising the early stages of the training. But Iris also claims that she wasn't there. So Iris, the accused, is the only one who can open this lock. I have arranged for her to be brought here now. Iris is the only person who can open this lock. I hope she gets here soon. Hang on in there, Maya. We'll get you out. So, I should be getting back to work. Wait, Godot. How sure about Maya are you? There's no doubt in my mind. She's in the secret cavern somewhere. It's the only place she could be. You better start praying. You better pray that friend of yours brings the accused back here soon. Edgeworth? Listen up, Trite. There's only one thing I want to say to you before I go. I'll never accept you. Never. Yeah, this only makes sense if he's the other defense attorney. Like, I did note that they were very similar, but I thought he might have just been a brother. But that might actually be him. You should choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix, right? That's what everyone says. Looks like I don't have much of a choice. I guess I'll just have to do what I can for now. I don't know. It's an antique dresser. Don't you dare open it, Phoenix, right? Now I know how Maya feels when I tell her not to touch things. What a pity. It's full of nothing but old clothes for the acolytes. Thought we weren't opening it. I'm from the prosecutor's office. I can do anything. Yeah, you can do anything, except stand up to a 9-year-old girl. But it's Pearls. We just have to move on, because we love her. Look at those wafer-thin mattresses. I'm sorry, Phoenix Wright. Wafer-thin? Yeah, you know, thin like a wafer. In other words, uncomfortable. That's how we describe things like these mattresses. I guess you must say wafer-thick or something back in Germany. Not about these mattresses, certainly not. I don't understand the characterization of Francesca in this case. It's pretty weird. I don't know. Should I or shouldn't I? Sounds like someone's talking to himself, but where's that coming from? Yeah, I guess I better wash that off. That's what I'll do. No, but I can't do that. I'm a detective. My brain. This is driving me nuts. Ah, is something troubling you, Scruffy? But please don't whip me like that all of a sudden, sir. It was merely a simple greeting, a friendly tap on the shoulder, with my whip. So what's up, Gumshoe? Is something on your mind? How did you know, pal? Perhaps you were trying to decide if you wanted to wash that off or not. How did you know, sir? Oh, yeah, I nearly forgot. You can't go through that little gate there, okay? You mean that one that says no entry on it? I, kinda already snuck in there. Is he trying to be clever or something? So what's behind there, Scruffy? Huh, a kind of garden-like garden? A garden? Yeah, anyway, it's under investigation right now, so keep out. I'm not telling you, I'm asking you, pal. You got me? Isn't it normally the other way around? Well, see you later. That is the first place I'm going. So, shall we adjourn to this garden, Phoenix Wright? Of course. What else would we do? I really want to know what Gumshoe was thinking of washing off. To the garden. Is that Maya upside down? Yeah, why would he wash that off? There's a strange feeling in the air. I wonder if it is. Strange feeling? Forget about that. What's that strange writing on the stone lantern? Ah. What are you doing here, sir? I thought I said you can't come in here. Don't you know, Scruffy, Von Karma will always show up wherever there is a clue. And there are plenty of clues to be found here. But... Was he trying to wash off Maya's name? So how's the Inner Temple investigation going? We have the best forensic team in the world working the place. Forensic team? And what was the outcome of this scientific study? Nothing. Scientifically speaking, this place is clean as a whistle. That simply is not good enough, Scruffy. Do you think I'll let you get away with that? Uh-oh. Well, there were a couple of things that bothered me when I first got here, sir. The stone lantern and the surrounding area that That's not covered in snow, correct? They looked kind of fishy to me, scientifically speaking. So I got the lab boys to look them over. The results were kind of hard to say, actually. Guess I better look into them myself. About Maya. Oh, did Mr. Godot tell you yet? Yes, we heard. He's got a search party out looking for her, but there's nowhere else she could have disappeared to on this side of Dusky Bridge. All we can do is wait for Mr. Edgeworth to get here, pal. Edgeworth? He's escorting Iris, the defendant, over here. We'll have to wait since she's the only one who can open the door to the sacred cavern. Wait, wouldn't Bikini also be able to do it? Theoretically, Iris would have had to have just been there outside the locked cell had she actually been there. Bikini should be able to unlock it. Oh, I think Mr. Edgeworth wants to talk to you about something too, pal. Huh? I wonder what it is. Just don't be expecting any good news when you talk to him. When I spoke to him, Mr. Edgeworth sounded so down. It felt like I was drowning. Sounds pleasant. Okay, let's look around. First, Maya spelled in blood. What the heck is that? Uh-oh. You spotted it, huh, pal? Are you kidding me? It couldn't be more obvious. It says Maya. Yeah, and before you ask, it's written in blood. You'll answer all of our questions now, Scruffy, without exception. Yes, sir. Do I need to go back to... Okay, so let me examine everything before I go back to the talk option. There are a couple of torches here. I guess you need all the light you can get up here in the mountains. Yeah, I was looking at those things, pal. Looks like they've been lit pretty recently. Recently? How recent are we talking about? As recent as the night of the murder. Maya was training here on the night of the murder. It's not unreasonable to think these things were lit up at the time, I guess. Okay, there's nothing special about the torches, nothing about this broom. Well, this is odd. There's no snow in the ground here. And it's almost a perfect rectangle. It couldn't have happened naturally. I wonder if one of the mattresses that we saw inside could have made it. Yes, it appears as though someone has carefully cleared away the snow. No doubt it was you, wasn't it, Scruffy? Huh? No, it wasn't me, sir. It was already like that when my men and I got here to start the investigation. If it wasn't the police, then who did it? Oh, yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Just between the three of us, okay? What is it? It's top secret. You can't tell anyone, got it? Understood? Well, when I was a kid, I got knocked out of the local wrestling contest, you see. I was so disappointed, I just picked up my mouth guard and cried all the way home. Man, I got so much trouble when I left it on the couch. What does that have to do with anything, my friend? Is that it? That's it. Whoever cleared the snow away must have had a reason, although I can't even begin to imagine what that reason could be. Neither could I. Just another torch, a little lantern, a little statue. It is certainly a quaint little garden. Oh. What is this huge bowl here for? Oh, I know this one. It's a water bowl, isn't it? Everything else is completely frozen over, but the ice in this bowl has been broken. That's true. I wonder if this has any impact on the case. Well, I doused my face earlier with the water in this. It's getting kind of sleepy. Next time you're sleepy, you need only come to me. Got it? So I'm guessing the bowl was inside? What is this right here? This red thing on the ground. I kind of see the little etchings of a Magatama. So I'm wondering if that has anything to do with the lock. I don't... Just gonna run through everything again, see if I get a yellow magnifying glass. But yeah, I don't understand why we can't ask about what that thing is in the snow. But let's talk about the writing. Maya, so these letters are written in blood? Yeah. What's worse is it's the victim's blood. Huh? This is Miss Dunham's blood? We haven't done a detailed analysis yet, but it's looking that way, pal. Okay, so currently this case involves lots of people not being where they should have been, and people claiming not to be other places that they also should have been. This is weird. Most interesting. Phoenix Wright, I presume you know, don't you? Why Maya's name is written upside down? Because someone was upside down when they wrote it. You know what? That was really bothering me too. But I just came up with the answer, the result of my own special gumshoe investigation. Really? Do tell. Well, on the night of the murder, that stone lantern was upside down. Anyway, there's really only one logical explanation to this mystery. Miss Elise Dunham wrote these letters herself, in her own blood. You must be joking. That's impossible. From the writing and the victim's blood and the other clues left behind, seems pretty likely that this garden was the scene of Miss Elise Dunham's murder. At least that's our current theory on how the events took place, pal. What? So Miss Dunham was killed here. However you want to look at it, that's what people are saying now. Then what Sister Bikini saw in the courtyard at the main temple was... Well, what was it? If it wasn't the scene of the crime, what did she see? What do you think, Miss Von Karma? Surely a special gumshoe investigation would reveal the answer, no? Wait a second. The bloody writing, all the other clues here. Someone could have easily set all of them up after the murder, right? Sorry, but that's not an option, pal. Why not? How quickly you forget, Phoenix Wright. Ever since the incident occurred, this place has been completely inaccessible. Because Dusky Bridge was completely burnt out. I was overseeing repairs to the bridge the whole time. No one came over here before me and my men, which means no one could have planted all this stuff here, pal. I can't think of a counter-argument to that. I knew it. I should have washed the blood off the lantern as soon as I got here. This really was the scene of the crime. I need to figure out exactly what it was that Bikini saw, actually. I mean, she saw the Iris taking out the sword, so it's quite possible that she just found the body there and was like, what the heck is this? And why is the sacred sword in the body? And tried to, like, remove it. Or, like, possibly save her, even though that would have been a stupid idea. That's my guess at this point. And trying to carry all of her stuff back over the bridge, this crystal sphere fell down. Oh my gosh. This is just getting... Go to the training hall. Nope, no one's here. Inner temple gate. The suspension bridge. Heavenly Hall? Is Larry here now? Nope. Go to the main gate. Am I missing something? Okay, so Gumshoe is the only one who's still active. So I'm going to assume I need to talk to him some more. Maybe present something. This was found close to Dusky Bridge, wasn't it? This is the crystal. That's what the artist guy said, yeah. Right after the defendant flew over the burning bridge. According to his testimony, she dropped it when she landed on the other side. But this crystal didn't belong to Iris. The crystal had dropped out of Miss Elise Dunham's staff. And there are traces of blood on it, too. The real question is, what was it doing near the foot of Dusky Bridge? I mean, it suggests that she was dragged somewhere. It was like a circus today in court, all thanks to this little sketch. At the risk of repeating myself, you really ought to choose your friends more carefully, Phoenix Wright. Okay, I know Larry's a bit out there, but he generally wants to help Iris. I'm sure of that. You wouldn't have produced this for no good reason. You are nothing more than a marshmallow on the inside, the both of you. I'll take that as a compliment. What do you make of this at the crime scene? It's really gruesome. All I gotta say is that the killer is messed up in the head. But it turns out that the sword thing wasn't even the murder weapon. So then why would someone stab it in the victim like that? That's the mystery we're here to solve. I'm kind of just presenting everything. Any thoughts? Yeah, well, it's pretty chilly today. Okay, so that's his I have nothing to say on the matter. Okay, he has nothing to say about Iris's testimony. Maybe the autopsy. Okay, he has nothing to say about the autopsy. Okay, and this is the staff. That staff belonged to the victim. Yeah, and apart from the crystal missing from the top, there's nothing wrong with it. Oh, I just remembered something important. It's just between us, okay? Is this going to have anything to do with the case, Detective? Well, no, but it's really... Then I'm not interested. Yes, sir. Alright. I didn't follow the ins and... Okay, this is the sword. I didn't follow the ins and outs of it, but it turned out that this wasn't the murder weapon, right? If what Sister Bikini saw is right, then no, it's not. She said the murder weapon was thrust to the victim up to the hilt, but the bloodstains on this aren't consistent with her story. Don't worry, pal. I'll uncover the real murder weapon. If I haven't turned up by spring, you can take my badge. The case will be long over by then, Gumshoe. Probably has nothing to say about the weather data. Nothing about the hood. Let's ask about the scroll. Do you know anything about the scroll, Detective? Well, I know it smells great. Yeah, this is just the kind of weather for some steaming mashed potatoes and gravy. I really love that stuff. I eat it so much that have you nothing else to say about this rather than your inane ramblings about gravy? Not really. Let's leave it at that, okay? Please tell me someone is back here. No. This is so weird. Am I missing something that I should have examined? Like, I don't remember examining this waterway, but it says I did. Okay, I think... Okay, now that we've talked to Gumshoe some more, maybe some other things have opened up. The main gate. No. Okay, I'm going to... I don't know where I should go from here. I think... It might have to do that I haven't investigated something. That's the only thing I can think of. That's courtyard. So there's nothing over this last part. I still want to know what this spot is right here. We've looked there. All of this is done. Alright, let's go to the main gate. It looks like I've investigated everything possible. Unless they want me to search where this thing was found, but that doesn't make any sense either. We talked about the gate. Wait. Maybe we need to talk to Gumshoe about people. I forget I can talk to people about people. I think that was like a newer mechanic. Alright, let's talk about... Ooh, studies foreign judicial systems now. That's cool. Talking about Iris. I don't know. I'm not so sure anymore. The clues we found today have turned this case all topsy-turvy. I can't see how Iris could have done it now. Oh, how interesting, Scruffy. Sadly, I don't share the same sentiment. Prepare yourself well for tomorrow, Phoenix Wright. Why does every prosecutor want to burn me at the stake so badly? Let's ask about the victim. She sure was a mysterious person. Her real name, her past, is all a complete mystery. Still, it strikes me as odd. Why would someone who wishes to remain anonymous become an author? You know what probably happened? I bet she didn't know her books were going to be such a success. That's what I think. That's actually a reasonable deduction. This is Bikini. She's a sweet old lady. She doesn't look like the lying type to me. But there was a problem with her testimony, wasn't there? Yeah, but I don't think it was her fault. She was just trying to say the right thing, and it came out wrong, that's all. I know what it's like. Happens to me all the time. For a detective, you are completely lacking in powers of observation. Let's get asked about Godot. That guy's got more mysteries than a choose-your-own escapade book, pal. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I already know. I can't believe he skipped the trial like that, without even getting permission. He'd have been fired for sure if he worked for a normal company. Never would have expected the prosecutor's office to be so lax. Don't get the wrong impression, Phoenix Wright. More importantly, doesn't it strike you as odd that the police are unaware of that man's medical situation? Of course, being extradited from hell is a tedious affair. The meticulous regeneration and adjustment of your internal organs is, well, let's just say modern medicine allows us all to live to a ripe old age. Even someone like me. Yeah, why is he hiding that from everyone? It also looked like Gumshoe was laughing for a second before it went to Von Karma. Additionally, it raises another question. Why did he choose to tell only you? Yeah, why did he? Ask about Maya? The situation hasn't changed. We still don't know anything about Maya's whereabouts. She's got to be in the Sacred Cavern, though. That's the only place left. I heard it's really cold in there. We've got to get her out fast, or it could be bad, pal. Isn't there anything you can do, Detective? What are you talking about? Huh? We're already on it. You couldn't get a faster response from a computer. Mr. Godot put everything in place right away. The guy doesn't mess around. Godot. Yeah, the coffee-drinking mystery man who didn't show in court. I gotta say, he's totally made me rethink my perception of him, pal. So this is Mia. She cross-examined me once, you know. Yeah, that was us. The big guns locking horns. Witness versus lawyer. It's a battle of cunning tactics and tricks. But the witness isn't supposed to play any tricks. I can't believe she's gone. Just gonna go through everyone. Apparently the girl was trapped over here since the night of the murder. Did she say anything to you about Maya? She wouldn't tell me. She's not going to tell me something if she wouldn't even speak to you, pal. She was really upset. She wouldn't stop crying. Phoenix Wright, look sharp and go comfort that poor young girl. I will. Trust me, I will. I'm not going to ask him about himself. Let's ask about Larry. He was Miss Elise Dunham's apprentice, or so I heard. Well, I suppose you could call him that. The guy drew a portrait of me, you know. Well, lucky you, I suppose. Yeah, but I had to pay him 50 cents for it. That's pretty awful. You aren't really enthused about this guy either, huh? Well, he made a mockery of the court today, and I'm almost sure he did it on purpose, too. I mean, same. Edgeworth. I haven't seen Mr. Edgeworth for about a year. Talk about a long time. Do you know why he moved overseas? I don't know. Probably to look cool. Huh? There's a lot of weight attached to doing research overseas, you know. Once I've done my stint in Paris, you'll have to call me Monsieur Charsier. I know I pronounced that incorrectly. People really don't get Edgeworth, do they? It's his own fault for not explaining anything about himself. Okay. Oops. Can we go into the training hall now? Okay. I will be right back as soon as I figure out what's going on. So I discovered I'm an idiot. So when I was trying to, before I was trying to examine this lock, I apparently was like too far to the left, so it looked like I had already examined it, but you have to go like teeny tiny bits. Like if you go like slightly to the right, it's like, you already checked this out. That sucks. There is a charm or something poking out from the snow. It looks pretty old. There's a leather cord tied to it too. Apparently it belonged to the victim. To Miss Elise Dunham? Yeah, there was a broken leather cord around the lady's neck. The ends of the cords found on both the victim and this charm match exactly. Sounds to me like this little trinket is going to be my ticket to getting some very big answers. Okay. It sucks that I went all over this like part of the game trying to find something else to do when it was just my inability to properly select the charm. Because like the charm was one of the first things I noticed other than the blood. So that just sucks. The main gate. It seems you have a visitor. Mr. Wright? Iris, I'm really glad to see you. Godot managed to mobilize the police by claiming a state of emergency. Not him again. Never mind him. We gotta hurry and unlock the sacred cavern. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. It's my fault someone so important to you's locked in there. Mr. Edgeworth, can we finish our conversation later? Alright. Let's hurry to the inner temple then. I'll see you later, Wright. Wait, Edgeworth, I'm coming with you guys. Sorry, Wright. I can't allow you to come with us. I didn't want to go over there anyways. I wanted to talk to Bikini. What? I hate to be the one to break it to you, but Maya Fey is in a rather delicate position. What do you mean by a delicate position? This isn't simply a rescue operation, right? It's also an investigation. That being the case, we can't allow members of the public to interfere. Come on, Edgeworth. If anything happens, you'll be the first to know. Please understand, Wright. But it's Maya, Mr. Wright. All that matters is that Mystic Maya is rescued, correct? Listen to the voice of reason for a change, Phoenix Wright. From now on, consider anything beyond Dusky Bridge to be off limits. We'll be going now. Excuse us. I'm totally fine with that. This is no time to be standing around, Phoenix Wright. Aren't there other things that demand your attention? She's right. Thanks for reminding me. Okay, let's go in. And Bikini should be here. Sister Bikini looked like she shrunk some since I last saw her. Don't be so rude, Phoenix Wright. What's wrong, Sister Bikini? My. Hello, you two. How are you doing? From the sound of that sigh, I guess she's still pretty down. Iris was just here, you know. She was accompanied by that handsome crimson-clad prince. Was she talking about Edgeworth? It was just a courtesy call. I wasn't allowed to talk with her at all. Oh dear, it's all my fault that this has happened. Poor Iris. She was worried about my back, would you believe? What have I done to her? Only what you had to do, sister. You bravely and truthfully testified about what you saw. There's no shame in that. And we'll see to it that your testimony wasn't made in vain. Well, I don't hear anyone else saying that. Mr. Blue Suits doesn't seem to share your opinion, I see. Huh? Me? Oh yes, you did great, Sister Bikini, even though I wasn't there to hear you. Absolutely spectacular. You two are the only ones who've said that to me. I can't shake the feeling that I just became a shill to a shrew. Do you have a problem, Phoenix Wright? Sure, she was brave to testify so truthfully like that. But I know she's still hiding something. Guess it's time to break those Psylocks of hers. Let's present the Magatama. Elise Dunham. Sister Bikini, the truth is becoming increasingly clear to me. I'm convinced that Miss Elise Dunham had a special significance to this temple. As to why she had a special significance, I believe it has to do with her true identity. What on earth are you talking about? She was... Mystic Elise was an author, just an author, of picture books. To be honest, I had my suspicions almost immediately after I met her. Suspicions? Yes, but I didn't have any evidence to support my theory, though. But now I do. This piece of evidence proves Miss Dunham's true identity. And I guess the charm. Miss Dunham had this charm with her at all times. Where did you... This isn't some cheap good luck charm, either. Then, what do you think it is, Mr. Wright? What could a talisman like that possibly mean? It's the talisman, isn't it? Is it? Interesting. Oops. This thing speaks volumes about who Miss Dunham really was. This talisman and one other item inequivocally prove Miss Dunham's true identity. Am I supposed... Okay, I was like, so I have to choose the other item. That's what it is. The fact that this was destroyed, I'm going with. The painting is obscured by this gravy stain at the moment. But this scroll shows the master of the Quran channeling technique. The crest at the top is a sign of that honorable title. The very same crest that adorns the talisman the victim carried with her. This crest is reserved for the master of Quran. Who on earth told you that nonsense? I've got no idea what you're talking about. The new master, Maya Fey, told me. What? You mean that acolyte is Misty Fey's daughter? Yes. Are you sure? Yes. In fact, since her eldest daughter passed away, Maya is Misty Fey's sole successor. Which means that the killer has some motive to kidnap her, which means she might not be in the inner cavern, dead, at least. Mystic Misty. Oh, that was quick. I was expecting this to be a lot longer, to be honest. Let's talk more about Elise. Mystic Elise graced us with her presence about a week ago. When she showed me the talisman with the mark on it, well, I nearly fainted. No one had seen her since she disappeared 17 years ago, after all. What is the significance of the talisman, sister? The Quran talisman is the symbol of the master of Quran. The bearer must carry it with them always until their death. Until their death. So Elise Dunham was really Maya's mother, huh? She was Misty Faye, the master of the Quran channeling technique. I had a feeling this case would involve Misty. The truth comes out at last. It looks like we're making some headway here. Tell me, sister. After 17 years, why did she choose to show herself now? Because something happened that called her out of hiding. What happened? Well, is that an earthquake? What's happening? It can't be. Earthquake! Oh my goodness. The inner temple. This kind of tremor might... The inner temple. The sacred cavern in the training hall. It might very well cave in. Also, this was a very hard animation to watch. What? Maya, can we stop shaking? That actually kind of hurt my eyes. This seems to have passed? Well, we can't just stand here doing nothing. Let's go. What? Where? To the inner temple, of course. Where else? Sister Bikini, we'll finish this later, alright? Of course. You run along now. People may have been hurt. I must get some first aid kits ready. You do that. Come on then, Phoenix, right? They won't bar you from entering as long as I'm with you. Thank you. Right at that moment, I had the worst feeling in my gut. We just had an earthquake. Edgeworth. I wonder if he's alright. Probably not. You look worried. Are you thinking about Miles Edgeworth? Come on, let's go. To the bridge. We gotta hurry to the inner temple and... Right. Ah, what are you doing here? How could I have? How do you expect us to understand if you don't speak up? Yow. Hey, what am I the one getting whipped? She's gone. No. The defendant, Iris, she's gone. Gone where? She fled. She escaped. What? So, it was just now, during the... It's easy to see Edgeworth's one and only weakness, his fear of earthquakes. I should have known better than to escort the defendant alone. As soon as the ground started shaking, everything went dark before my eyes and I stupidly passed out. That incident haunts you to this day, doesn't it? That's no excuse for letting the suspect get away. I can't believe I let it happen. Shouldn't there also be police officers around to search? I think this is the police officer's fault as well. There should be people around. Right, the inner temple area is a dead end, so she could have only escaped to this side. We haven't seen her. Then we need to get a manhunt underway now, and search Eagle Mountain from top to bottom. Wait, Edgeworth, have you thoroughly checked the inner temple yet? Don't be ridiculous. Why would I? The inner temple is like an island. There's no way to escape but to cross. No, that's not it. Iris isn't the type of person to run away, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? Sister Bikini mentioned something when we were with her. She said that the secret cavern might be caved in because of the quake. Then you think Iris might have gone to the inner temple to check on the situation? Listen, Edgeworth. I'm sure she's at the inner temple. A manhunt is not necessary. Right? Let's not waste any more time. We need to go to the training hall's secret cavern now. Alright, let's go. I hope Iris is there. Fortunately, the secret cavern hadn't caved in, but what we found was something none of us could have ever expected. What? There's more of those locks. How can there be even more locks? What is the meaning of this? Iris. Okay, so she was there. Iris, please tell me, what the hell is going on? Oh my gosh, so much is happening. So the fact that Psylocke keeps showing up over that cave leads me to believe that Maya is in fact in there, because what else would be the choice? There's no option of her not being there, or else the Psylocke shouldn't just keep showing up. My other thing is, the murderer does have reason to kidnap Maya. Since proving that Elise is Misty Faye, there is reason to kill or kidnap Maya for some type of ransom, especially if they're mad. This does lead me to think Pearl's aunt, maybe someone like that, who wanted to take over the title, getting rid of Misty and Maya at the same time. So I also imagine that Misty probably would have only come out of hiding had Maya been in trouble. Probably heard about Mia too late, since it didn't have anything to do with being a spirit medium. At least that's my thought. So I hope next time we can figure out how to get past those locks and save Maya, and hopefully also figure out who the murderer is, because everything is going sideways with locations and when things happened. It's interesting. But I will see you guys later. Bye!